fast-changing world, we are experiencing a radical shift in the way we do business. We require greater speed in processing information with the ability to store more information in less space. Unfortunately, there are barriers that affect our time and productivity. When working in an environment that calls for you to be responsible for hundreds of personal records, you need an efficient vehicle to help you keep track of your most vital information. It should help you organize your group home so that information can be received at the touch of a button. A user-friendly program that will unlock doors to information needed during audits, quarterly reports, and general information in a computerized environment without sacrificing the simplicity of the program. Case in point is the program, which will produce a relaxing environment of seamless intervention.
Hi, I'm Rick Warren, and I'll be introducing you to the Case in Point program. We at Capricious Professional Systems would like to thank you for choosing Case in Point. Case in Point is part of the Capricious Professional Systems family of software products that integrates costly paper-driven tasks into a computerized environment. Case in Point is a user-friendly application. It's set up to help group home providers run their establishments with ease and give full control to the group home provider. Case in Point will change the way that you run your business by allowing more time for improvements and less time on tedious paperwork. Assuming that you're familiar with the basics of DOS and basic data processing concepts and terminology, you will have no problem following along with this program. We at Capricious are committed to providing our customers with reliable products and the best technical support. Case in Point is intended to serve as a tool which will allow group home office administrators to complete their paperwork more quickly, allowing them the means to check the data they've entered. First, here's what you will need to use the Case in Point program: an IBM or clone personal computer with 512 kilobytes of conventional memory, a floppy disk drive to install the program, a hard disk drive to run the program, a monitor and keyboard, and finally, a Case in Point software installation diskette.
To start the Case in Point program, type CIP at your DOS prompt. The program will start up with the main menu. Main menu. The main menu is driven by a light bar interface. This easy point and shoot method for selecting menu options is quick and allows users to be certain of the choice they make by visual appearance. The main menu can be used to input client information, manage files, backup, restore, input and manage records, run and print reports, and check important regulations regarding healthcare providers. Client menu. The client menu provides easy access to client information. The menu has three options that perform operations on the client data. These options are Add, Options, and Delete. File menu. The File menu has all of the functions that are needed to ensure that your data is safe and retrievable. The menu has 5 options that perform operations on data files. These options are Backup, Import, Archive, Utility, and Restore. Backup. Backup data files to a floppy disk. Import. Exporting or importing files from other users. Archive. Place files in a compressed form on another drive to free up space on your disk. Utility. Allows tasks to be performed on certain files. Restore. Restore data files from backup disk. Record menu. The record menu provides easy access to save records. The menu has 5 options that perform record-keeping functions. These options are bookkeeping, employee information, income sheet, time cards, and quarterly reports. Bookkeeping. The easiest way to keep track of information is by creating a database. Once the database is created and the information entered, the information is easily retrieved and the form desired. The bookkeeping feature is the database and is located under the record menu. Employee information. Anyone associated with running a group home realizes the importance of employee weightings. Employee information determines the weighting of each employee based on the guidelines used by the state of California. Determining the weight of each employee is first done by determining whether an employee is exempt or non-exempt. An exempt employee is someone who is hired by the group home on an as-is or contractual basis. A non-exempt employee is a regular employee of the group home. Once the status of the employee has been decided, the number of points corresponding with the amount of experience and degree of education achieved are input into the experience and education fields. The weight will be calculated automatically. Income sheet. Another chore that the group home administrator has to contend with is keeping track of the money that each client receives. Case in Point uses 3 categories: pay, which is what the client receives from the state; miscellaneous, which is the client's personal finances; and recreational, which is provided by the director of the home for entertainment purposes. Time cards. With every pay period comes the time-consuming and often frustrating task of tabulating employee hours. The time card feature creates a time card for each employee. At the end of every pay period, you will have all the information needed at the push of a button. Quarterly records. Quarterly records is where client assessment information is entered for quarterly reports. Reports menu. The nice thing about information on a computer is how quickly and easily information can be accessed and how that information can be designed and formatted into easily read reports. Case in Point produces customized reports that collect data into an easily read form. The report can be printed to screen or printer. Case in Point has 8 custom reports: bookkeeping, employee information, employee time, client income, SR2, child counselor, SR2B, social worker, SR2C, mental health professional, and SR2 combined report. These reports retrieve selected data, providing a quick and efficient method for viewing your information. Bookkeeping. The bookkeeping report collects all of the data within a specified date range. It produces a line report by category showing the total for each category. Employee information. The employee information report collects all of the data on each employee. It calculates the weight of each employee, displaying the total staffing weight for your organization. Client income. The client income collects all data on income received for each client and produces a line report by client showing the subtotals for each. It also calculates the overall total for all clients within a specified date range. Employee time. The employee time report collects all of the data on employee worked hours for each individual employee. It produces a line report by employee showing the subtotal for each. It also calculates the total hours worked for the specified date range. SR2 reports. There are 4 SR2 reports: SR2A, child counselor; SR2B, social worker; SR2C, mental health professional; and the last SR2 report, which is a combination of the first 3. These reports are significant because they are used by the state and local social services agencies to determine the funding. The SR2 reports collect data on individual employee hours worked, information on waiting, which is contained in the employee information records and is also collected. Line reports calculate these categories for each employee, as well as overall totals within the specified date range. Full SR2 report. By year's end, if all information has been input correctly, a full report should be ready to be produced and sent to the state for examination. From the main menu, open Reports. From the Reports submenu, open SR Reports. Open the last entry in the SR2 submenu, which would read SR2 Report. Enter the maximum client capacity for your facility and the year the report is to cover. A message will appear stating that the report will take a few minutes and is confirming the year requested. Depending on how much information is contained in your program, the report can take up to 15 minutes to generate. Once the report appears, you will see a compilation of SR2 reports, A, B, and C, for the year combined, points and the RCL ratings for each month. The report will also make a projection of points and minimum RCLs for the next 12-month period. The arrow keys will help you move through the report, or you can print the report by pressing the F10 key. When you are finished viewing the report, press Escape to return to the Report submenu. Here are examples of what your report will look like after it has been printed. Full SR2, SR2A, SR2B, SR2C, Client Income Report, Employee Information for Social Worker, Employee Information for Mental Health, Employee Information for Counselors, Bookkeeping Information, Client Income Data, Quarterly Treatment Report, Quarterly Treatment Care Report, Employee Time Report,
It's important to remember that computer programs are a sequence of instructions that the computer can understand and execute. Sometimes these instructions can be executed improperly. When this occurs, the program will usually display an error message and quit. If the program quits, all is not lost. The data that was input before the error occurred is safe. However, the data that a user entered at the time of the error may or may not be saved, depending on where the error occurred in the program. This program can be started with no problem, but if for some reason the program is not able to start, this means that the executable instructions have been damaged and that the program will have to be reinstalled. Whenever an error occurs, you should write down the error message, if any. Write down the steps taken which produced the error, noting where you were in the program. Try restarting the program. If the program is able to restart, then refer to your notes, pinpointing what happened to cause the error. This should verify whether the error happens consistently. We sincerely hope that Case in Point helps you to alleviate your cumbersome paperwork, allowing you more time to accomplish your job more efficiently and with less stress. Capricious Professional Systems is committing to helping you run your group home with ease. Thank you and good luck.